You're about to watch a clip from the Videomaker podcast. To watch or listen to the full episode, click the link in the description. Okay, so next one, roll. I have never found a good use for this one. This one is the camera rotating on its axis as if it's doing a barrel roll.
Here, it's a new transition that a lot lot of people are using.
Yes. Yep.
Is I'm falling into bed, I'm waking up from on the beach.
Yeah.
You know, I first saw it on a promo for the show Atlanta, which is Donald Glover's, he writes and produces and stars in, and there was promos for it, but I've seen it like on Supernatural promos where someone, falls back and all of a sudden they're in hell, it's like they went from heaven to hell or whatnot. And then I've seen it just on a crap ton of TikTok and or, reels on Instagram.
Yeah.
It's a pretty easy, cause it's just a cut. You're doing this roll, and then when you get to horizontal, it cuts to the other shot where you're all of a sudden leaning up. But because of the camera movement, you're completing a move, so you have to keep that same movement.
Yeah, I've also seen it. I can't think of the exact example, but a type of reveal where this is used in combination with some other kind of move, a dolly move or something, where it starts on a subject. And then the camera starts to move away from that and roll simultaneously, and realize, oh, that subject is actually on its side and it's part of this larger scene.
Well, your favorite Kubrick, right? So Space Odyssey, there's a shot where it's rotating because they're in space, right?
Yeah, that's a super tricky one.
Yeah, but the camera and set are moving in that. But that's the feeling that you're being able to move in that way. And I tell you what, having to think about moving in different ways, it can be conceptually difficult to understand what these will look and feel like to a lot of people. I have no problem having a mind's eye of how a shot would do if I saw how the camera is supposed to move, but some people have a really difficult time with that. So this is where your storyboarding and your pre-production is really helpful, because not only will they know when this is happening, so it takes a special piece of equipment. Like, you're not going to do a roll on you're not doing on a right now on a drone. Drone's not going to roll. I don't think there's any drones that can actually do that part slow. So, this is a very specific thing that you'd have to be set up for if you want to use it. I've seen it on product stuff when really up and down doesn't matter. When there isn't really a horizon that's about whatever you're seeing. It's more just lots of things that you can move. I've seen a lot with the those crazy long lenses that allow you to get inside something.
Oh, yeah.
What the heck are those called? Yeah. And they're usually like wide angle, but I've seen the demo at NAB, and they're interesting. And then I saw them everywhere just after that. Yeah. And so that can be pretty interesting. But, thinking about moving the camera 360 degrees, that's some high-end camera movement right there.
Yeah.
That's something where the high-end motion controllers are going to struggle to be able to offer that unless you're using a very specific rig for it, or a robot. I mean, a robot on an arm can do anything.
And there's two levels here, right? So there's the roll that happens on axis, the camera itself is turning, versus the roll that's off axis, where it's rotating around a pivot point that is away from the camera. So imagine the camera on a monopod, and the base of the monopod is the pivot point. The whole thing turns like a clock hand.
Yeah.
Right. That's the thing that you're talking about, right? Where it's the going to bed, waking back up, where the whole thing is tilting like a clock hand down to 90 degrees and then back up from 90 degrees.
Yeah.
Like a big spin. But yeah, really, really complex shot for sure.
Yeah, and something that just as cool as a lot of complicated shots can be, make sure you have the need is actually there. It's the good thing is try all you want to this stuff. This is great stuff to get practice on and everything, but productions don't have to be expensive in this way unless it really serves the story. If it serves the story, do it. I mean, I think in Kubrick and Space Odyssey, man, great scene, like groundbreaking filmmaking at the moment. Man, if you're at that level, do it. But we're not. I don't think we're talking to too many Kubricks out there right now. If you are, give us an email. We'd like to follow your career. But realistically, probably not a shot. I mean, I can't say. I'm trying to think of a situation where I've actually been able to accomplish a role with any equipment that we've had or in this office. And like, it's
You can get a partial roll with a stabilizer, right?
Yeah,
The stabilizer isn't going to go all the way around 360, but you can get part way.
Yeah, that's true. So that's how you do it on a bigger scale. That's not like a small motion controller, but it's rather a big shot that you totally could do it that way.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
But that's why, you said make sure you have a reason for it. I would argue that maybe there's one other way you could do it without the reason, which is make music videos. That's why music videos are so fun. You could just experiment and get some wild shots.
Yeah, in fact, that's man, I'd have to say that might have been some of the driver of what I wanted to do. I'm like, oh, they're montages that are usually free form, don't even have to tell a story, just sometimes can just be out there and that's enough.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, for me, it's like being extravagant just for the sake of it, not for any purpose. Kind of fun.
Yeah.
It's fun I get to do that all the time. Like, oh, I got to see if this works. I guess I got to dream up some kind of shot to do. And so you have to do this. So it's good practice, don't get me wrong, but if you're trying to do this on a budget, some of this stuff is going to be difficult to pull off for a reasonable price.